Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show, this on a Monday. Well, in this Cricket Happening Show, it's all going to be a look back at the T20 World Cup that finished yesterday. And as you know, T20 World Cup, for the first time in the history, Sri Lanka were the ones who are the new champions of T20 World Cup 2014. Well, I mean, that's all expected. There's a lot of celebration going on in Sri Lanka, and why not? They had waited 18 years. The last time they won a world championship was in 1996 when Arjuna Ranatunga, the former captain, actually took the team to victory against Australia, and that was played in India, as you know. If I'm not wrong, yes, I thought it was India. And as far as they have waited 18 years, they have come into a lot of T20 World Cup finals, but they have never won a final. They've always been finalists for 4 years, and what a proud moment for them. And Lasith Malinga, the Sri Lankan new captain, captaining Sri Lanka for the first time, even though Dinesh Chandimal was the captain, then he was out of the first, he was banned for an overrate, he was in out of form, and then he even lost his place, and then Lasith Malinga was the captain, but definitely aided by two stalwarts who retired yesterday from T20 World Cup, Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. Well, for Lasith Malinga, it was a real dream, because it was like a Midas touch for him. Whatever he touched turned into gold. Even after being, when Lasith Malinga was holding the reins, when Sri Lanka were probably on the verge of losing to New Zealand after putting up a low score, and the way Rangana Herath bowled to pick up 5 wickets for 3 runs to really derail the New Zealand effort was something which was stupendous, and that really paved the way for Sri Lanka to go and have a go at the Indians. And Lasith Malinga, captaining for the first time in Sri Lanka, what a proud moment for him. And there's nothing, there could be only pride and more pride for Sri Lanka, because every time you look at it, first is their first T20 World Cup, Mahela Jayawardene and Kumar Sangakkara, two very wonderful cricket players, hanging up their boots as far as T20 cricket is concerned, and Lasith Malinga captaining for the first time. And I think it is a very historic moment for Sri Lanka in their cricket history. So the celebrations are still going on in Sri Lanka, there's no doubt about it. So what I'm going to do now, as you know, there's not much now the T20 World Cup has ended, so now all the teams will slowly disperse, go back, rest, and then finally once again we will see all the matches happening between bilateral tours would be starting. But the Indian Premier League is the one which is the next scheduled tournament, in the sense next big championship which is coming in. But what I'm going to do is today I'm going to have a sneak peek at the T20 World Cup that followed, just looking at the particular squads, how they did, and what could have been better, and who are the new kids on the block, or the new players on the block. Looking at the Afghanistan team, firstly going by the alphabetical order, I would say. Alphabetical order. Well, Afghanistan, definitely for them, they have been playing a lot of T20 World Cups, and I'm sure they would be. They're a very talented bunch. There is no doubt about it. They have ounces of talent. It's only a matter of more exposure to international cricket that this Afghanistan team would be becoming a very powerful team in the future for sure. But it's all in I would say everything would be something that the team need to be nurtured, and I'm sure they would have learned a lot of lessons. As I said, they have been playing in the past 2 T20 World Cup. They are qualified for the World Cup 2015 too, so I'm sure they would be coming back more hungrier when the World Cup 2015 starts. So let's look at the other team now. As I said, we are going by alphabetical order. So the next team that we are looking at is Australia. Now Australia definitely disappointed. They just got one win under the belt. That's a solitary win against Bangladesh. Other than that, Australia definitely disappointed, and I thought the main reason that Australia disappointed was that the opening pair of David Warner and Aaron Finch, according to me, I thought that was the devastating opening pair that we had in the T20 World Cup. But unfortunately, both of them didn't fire at the same time, and that's what really put the brakes on this Australian scoring, even though Jim Maxwell really showed what a great talent he is by clubbing the ball to all parts of the field. I mean, he does it so easily. I mean, batting comes so easily to Jim Maxwell. He really cards the ball. He's a man who is a very determined player, and he really believes in tearing the leather of the ball, and he hits some very big strokes. So Australia finally, in the sense, at least they had a solitary win. Now let's have a look at host Bangladesh, who are actually hosting the tournament. And one could understand that they couldn't make it to the final, or that is something understandable, being host, but not having a single win under the belt, that was not something that host Bangladesh would have really thought of. As far as Bangladesh were concerned, well, they definitely have some good bowlers coming in. That is thought. Al-Amin Hussain is looking a good talent as far as the pace bowler is concerned. Nasir Hussain has been searching for form. They do have some talent in their tank, there is no doubt about it, but unfortunately the host Bangladesh really gave up a disappointing performance in the World Cup after being the hosts of the T20 World Cup. Let's have a look at England now. As far as England are concerned, England had their problems. They had a lot of injury problems. They didn't have the services of certain people, but other than that, Ian Morgan couldn't really fire, so that was a very is an important cog in the wheel of English scheme of things, and he not firing, that really didn't augur well for England. Moeen Ali, well, we had a glimpse of him. It looks to be, he didn't show much of his prowess, but I'm told he's a good talent. The other thing that we saw as far as England were concerned, Alex Hales going on to become the first Englishman to score a maiden T20 century, so that was something which was good. Other than that, well, there's nothing really to talk about this England team. As I said, Kevin Peterson is one who has retired, and that has left a huge hole in this England squad for sure, because he's such a talented player. Let's look at Hong Kong, the Minnows, who came in playing their first T20 World Cup. And I thought they performed in an admirable manner. They actually, as you know, they had an upset. I'm just trying to see which was the team they upset. I don't really recollect. I think, oh yes, they upset Bangladesh. Hong Kong were the ones who had upset Bangladesh. Yes, I do remember that. But it was in a game. It was a very close game. But this Hong Kong team is also looking very talented. So now they would be playing a lot of, I think, Intercontinental Cup matches, I suppose. They look to be talented. They have some very good batsmen in their mix, and some even though they started off very well in the warm-up matches of the T20 World Cup by getting some big scalps, but other than that, Hong Kong, well, they definitely left with glory, because they were playing the T20 the first time in a T20 World Cup in an international championship, and I'm sure they would have learnt a lot after this T20 World Cup. So Hong Kong, keep up the good work. You did a great job. As far as India is concerned, after the retirement of big players, this Indian team is really building with a lot of youth like Virat Kohli, who is definitely the future player for India. There's no doubt about it. After Sachin Tendulkar and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I'm sure Virat Kohli is the pink person. Is the person in pink for India, no doubt about it. And he is in pink form too. And he was the man of the tournament, and why not? He really showed how to wield the willow. And India had some problems. Shikhar Dhawan, unfortunately, couldn't fire. Mohammad Shami looked a bit listless. Amit Mishra was a big gain for India, no doubt about it. Ajinkya Rahane. So as I said, the young, this is a very youthful squad, like Ajinkya Rahane, Shikhar Dhawan, and Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. They are the future of India. And Yuvraj Singh, unfortunately, in the last match, really disappointed. Other than that, he was not in some great form. Barring the knock that he played against Australia, there was not really much to talk about. Let's look at Ireland. Now, Ireland definitely disappointed, and their apple cart was upset by Netherlands. And Netherlands, as you know, Steven Myburgh and all the players really, they went for broke and pushed Ireland out of the competition. I thought Ireland definitely, well, they do have talent. There's no doubt about it, because they are the ones who have been playing a lot of international championships. T20 World Cup is something that they've been playing on a very consistent basis. I thought they are really talented. There's no doubt about it. But as I said, Netherlands were the ones who actually pushed them out of the competition, which came as a big surprise that Ireland couldn't come into the Super 10. So let's look at Netherlands. The Netherlands are a team which definitely, they have lost their ODI status, so they wouldn't be playing any Intercontinental Cup matches from now on. But let me tell you, this team, the first man to really talk about for me is Steven Myburgh, the opener, and he's a real threat to the opposition, because when he hits the ball stays set, and he's not a person not really shaken by any reputation. He definitely likes to card the ball. He's a left-handed batsman, and he was the one who was giving all those electric starts to Netherlands, and especially in the game against Netherlands. He was the one who really set the tone for that victory, and he was the one who brought Netherlands into the Super 10. Other than Ehsan Malik put up a good show with his right arm medium fast bowling by taking 5 wickets. So he was the first person to take 5 wickets in a T20 World Cup, so that was something which was stupendous as far as Netherlands were concerned. But Netherlands, well, they did a very fine turn. They didn't do well in the warm-up matches. They came in the T20 World Cup, and Mudassir Bukhari towards the end did a few good things. They have some very talented players. Peter Boren, the captain, Wesley Baresi, Ben Cooper, Tom Cooper did a wonderful job, and Steven Myburgh, as I said, would definitely have a prize on him, and he has also been named in the T20 World Cup, in the sense the ICC adjudicators have picked up a T20 a world team, and that world team, it's a great honor that Steven Myburgh, the Netherlands opener, figures, with Mahendra Singh Dhoni being the captain of the world T20 team. So that is a big credit to Steven Myburgh, and they definitely have lots of talent. As far as the batting is concerned, they look to be pretty strengthened, according to me. So Netherlands definitely would be happy that they reached the Super 10. They would have the satisfaction that they have really shown that they belong. But unfortunately, as I said, they have lost their ODI status, and for 4 years they have to wait now, because they can't play any Intercontinental Cup matches. So, and then let's have a look at the other team. This Nepal. Nepal was the very surprising team, in the sense Nepal definitely played well. They definitely showed their mettle, and one can expect great things from this Nepalese cricket team, no doubt about it. They have all sorts of talent, and they are another team. I think even though they don't have the same aggression as of Afghanistan, who have really very quickly gone to the league stage and qualified, and this was their first T20 World Cup. I thought it was a wonderful performance by Nepal. They also got one scalp, if I'm not wrong. They had one big victory. My memory serves me right, they had one big victory, I suppose. So Nepal also did their very good team. They are a very good team. They are led by a very good captain, Paras Khadka, who was also very talented. They have some very good spinners in the mix. They also have some good pace bowlers who bowled well, and looks to be a team which is definitely looking for much better things to come in the future. Now let's have a look at the New Zealand team. The New Zealand team, according to me, had a lot of chances, but they were doing well. But as I said, the Sri Lankan Rangana Herath, with taking 5 wickets for 3, really derailed this New Zealand cricket team and really pushed them out of the competition. Other than that, I thought the New Zealand team really did well for themselves and really showed the world. They definitely they definitely showed what they are capable of, but they really couldn't qualify into the big stage, unfortunately. Let's have a look at Pakistan. Now, Pakistan are ones who one is that their jinx of not beating India, not beating India in a T20 World Cup or in any World Championship still stays. That was probably one thought that this time Pakistan had a chance, but again they couldn't do it, and well, they definitely played well, but unfortunately they had their chances, but then Pakistan sometimes they always have the tag of being unpredictable, and that was definitely seen as Pakistan went out of the competition. And let's have a look at the other team now, and that would be South Africa, who are always known as chokers. And this time, I mean, this is something, a big jinx that South Africa has been carrying with them as far as World Cups are concerned, and they keep on losing. Not even sometimes. This time they couldn't. They came into the semi-finals, but they lost to a better team like India. But well, South Africa, what to say? They have been chokers, and they have been really, hunting. I mean, it's quite a long time. The last time that they won some world championship, that was I thought it was the ICC Champions Trophy, way back in 1996, I suppose, in 90s. And it's pretty long time that South Africa, I'm sure the South African fans are just waiting for South Africa to pick up a world championship. Will World Cup 2015 be the time when South Africa will win the first world championship after quite a long time? Well, Sri Lanka, who actually won the T20 World Cup for the first time, what a proud moment for them. And I'm sure for Sri Lanka, one thing that I would like to say, yes, there's no doubt that there are a lot of players who have come to the fore, who are now ready to take over from Mahela Jayawardene and Sangakkara. But I think, let me tell you, this particular, with the retirement of Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene, who have been a very prominent players as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, two bigwigs going out of T20 cricket, I thought that is going to leave a big hole, and it is really it's going to be a very big void to fill in as far as Sangakkara and Jayawardene are concerned, because they were such great players, and so they have that is going to be really seen how Sri Lanka really come up now. Probably it would be a sort of a slight rebuilding phase for them, with Sangakkara and Jayawardene hanging up their boots. But well, they played admirably, as I said yesterday. They were the deserved winners against India, because they played in a great manner. As far as United Arab Emirates were concerned, they were playing their first T20 World Cup after a long time, and they definitely showed their talent. Amjad Ali, Khurram Khan, the captain, always known, I would call him Mr. Consistent, because he always been performing amongst the runs. They also showed that they can really compete with the big guys. Other than that, I think they also have a very good future. The United Arab Emirates playing their first T20 World Cup. West Indies, well, I thought West Indies definitely, without the services of Kieron Pollard, were definitely crippled, because he is the one who can make a big difference. Even though West Indies definitely did well to come to the semi-finals by beating Pakistan, they definitely have some very good T20. I think their T20 composition is something which is to be admired at. They have like Samuel Badri, the spinner, bowled excellently, along with Sunil Narine, who is always a difficult bowler. The batting is strengthened. They have a great finisher in Darren Sammy, the captain, and Darren Sammy, always a very cheerful person. Well, other than that, I thought Marlon Samuels was one who couldn't really come to the party. He failed. Krishna Santoki was very impressive. Dwayne Smith has improved a great deal now, and he forms a very good opening combination. Chris Gayle couldn't fire as expected, unfortunately, but I thought Kieron Pollard not being in the mix, that made a huge difference as far as West Indies' fortunes were concerned. And as you know, they were the defending champions on the T20 World Cup, but now they got pushed out by Sri Lanka. Now let's see Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, I think they didn't really put up a good show. One would have expected a much better performance from Zimbabwe, but that was not to be. They really struggled. They couldn't really, they have a lot of problems which are going on in Zimbabwean cricket, but unfortunately for Zimbabwe, other than one particular match which they did well, they got some close matches, but they couldn't really clinch it. And finally, this brings an end to my my look back at the T20 World Cup, as looking at the teams, but not in a very great, in the sense it was not a very detailed look. It was just a sneak peek at the T20 World Cup and looking at the teams and what they did, just to keep this Cricket Happening show going. Well, dear fans and subscribers, nothing else to really add for today, but as you know, the Cricket Happening show is always there, alive and kicking, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow on my next Cricket Happening show. Until then, it's goodbye for the day. Thank you.